Welcome back, ladies and gents, to our Let's Play of Gnomoria. We're back here in the Kingdom of First Hay. You'll notice that we definitely succeeded in our task of gnawing down all these fruit trees, and we have a good supply of food. See in the top left, we're almost at 500 food, so we should be set for the remainder of the year, I would think. But anyway, we are back at it, and let's do some work expanding our kingdom and maybe getting some actual resources on the board as far as workstations and all that good stuff. So right now our guys are tired. Our other guys are heading around cleaning up the area a little bit. Made a small stockpile. I think it will be time to maybe put our groves together up here if possible. So I am going to designate this area of orange trees to cut the clippings down. And just like we saw with our pine trees, cutting the clippings allows us to have something to plant, more or less. So we're going to cut the clippings off all of these guys. Just doing the orange trees for now because we're good on pine trees. And after the clippings are cut, I'm going to cut those trees down and free up that area. What's everybody doing here? Clip, clip, sleep, sleep, sleep. My crafters are idle. We're going to fix that. Build a workshop. Yeah, I don't know where I want to build it though. Alright, let's get down to level 2. Okay, let's say this is going to be just the entryway. Level -1. It's probably going to have our food production. Let's say level 2 has our living quarters and our great hall eventually. Level 4 is going to start our stoneworks, so level 3 is going to have to be our woodworks. Aha! So let's mine out a little farther. Got a 3-wide corridor, and that gives us room for a little stockpile area on each side. There's workshop area, workshop area. And let's make it further back so that we can put a door on each workshop. Beautiful. As soon as that is dug out, we will place down our work order for the... Well, first we'll get the carpenter. We'll use that, as well as designating a stonemason down here. Eventually we can get a sawmill. Once we have our sawmill, our stone cutter, stonemason, and our carpenter up, these benches here basically become obsolete. Fizzynilla here appears to be completely bored. Nothing to do, so we need to build some things. Why don't we put up this wall, flip around, face this way. We kind of have trees all in the way. We will build this dirt wall. On this side though, we can at least do that. Still snipping away at the orange trees over here. Those are starting to get done. Well, where are our yaks? Oh, our yaks are going over there to get food. Okay. Thought they were abandoning us. be rather poor if our yaks all ran out on us. Alright, so the clippings are cut. That dropped a few more oranges for us. That's up. Our builders are making that. Everybody else is sleeping. Great. See if anybody's mined yet. I think our miners are all asleep. While we're at it, we're going to make this kind of symmetrical. We do one of those numbers. So there's just the one square entryway in each one. So what I eventually want to do with the walls here is kind of build this up into a berm, then have a palisade atop it. In order to do that, we will have to put a actual floor on top of this so that it's walkable at some point. Alright, now we're digging. Good deal. Digging, and we're collecting the dirt right behind him so we can get the area nice and cleaned off. I'm thinking carpenter goes here, sawmill goes there. The wood carver is actually something a little bit different. It's used to make statues and junk like that. Gonna try and mirror things down here as much as possible. You know, I probably won't need quite as many workshops around here. Let's do that. Still have a good deal of stone ready to go, so we don't necessarily need to mine anymore at this point. Let's see if anybody's making our stuff here. Yep, they have a workbench in the works there. Good deal. So we're also going to go down here and queue up. Let's see, we need the stone cutter first to turn the raw stone into processed blocks. That guy's going to go there. And later we'll do the stone mason. Actually make useful things out of them. Looks like those trees are all cut. Excellent. So we are going to go up here and do the same thing to this area. Do a little snippy on these as well, and then cut them down. Just kind of babysitting these guys, following them around and giving orders after they've finished the trees they're doing, so that the limited number of axes that we have can be used efficiently. If I miss a couple because I'm trying to be efficient, well, so be it. I'll just go through and give a mass destruction order later. It's kind of weird how the sleep schedules are panning out for these guys. None of them keep a regular schedule at all. I'm starting to worry about their circadian rhythms. The good news is this will give us a bunch of orange wood, which is a good thing. Alright, our gatherers are all idle. I am going to come up to here and order 2 chairs and 2 benches. Oh, a chisel. Hopefully somebody gets to work there. Excellent. So that's in the works. And let's stockpile things up just to get things organized. This is going to be a temporary one for clippings. And our log stockpile is very full already, so none of these are going to get moving. We have quite a few clippings here. 41. Definitely enough to get our first orange grove started, which we probably should do fairly shortly. So if I remember right, I believe this entire area here, about halfway up and all the way over here, was going to be orange trees. So that works pretty well. Just going to remove the designation on that, which will allow us to designate a grove here. We're going to say there. Growing some beautiful Florida oranges. Got that, now we'll expand it out. Forgot on that one to start my square on a square that we've already designated as a grove, so it didn't actually try to expand what we already had, unfortunately. So I'm trying to portion this off as well as I can. It's kind of hard to work with diagonal lines when you're on a square-based grid. But hey, we will make it work. That's going to give us how many spots here? 100 spots? Alright, I'm down with that. So hopefully we'll be planting about 100 orange trees there. Actually worked out bigger than I thought it would. And then this area to the right is going to end up being our apple trees later on. We should probably cut some clippings from those and get that started too. But check and see what we're missing for our carpenter. Need a chisel. I believe we're working on here, right? Well, eventually. Going to move chisel up to the top of the list here. Just gonna go down and get some rocks and hopefully get that done. the chisels in, we can get the carpenter in, which should free our workload up a little bit better. Alright, he's the only crafter awake, which is why that other one isn't cooking. So cool. Hopefully he'll finish that and put the carpenter together before he passes out with his comrades. I think this kind of two caste system has created an interesting dichotomy, because you see that they kind of all have the same sleep schedule, as the gatherers are working a lot harder than the crafters. Well, not to say the crafters aren't working, but it actually drains the gnome's stamina more quickly when they're out mining or felling trees, working in the fields, than it would just to craft items, which I think is a neat little trick. Well, a neat little feature. So we're going to get our stonecutter up next. We need a bench and a chisel. Now these guys are back awake. Should be getting to work. You see all of our gatherers are now asleep, and all of our builders, except for, well, this guy's a gatherer, but pretty much relegated to all the gatherers being asleep at one time here. So we are... Actually, let's go ahead and designate clippings for the apple trees. We're just gonna cut down these orange trees here and get them out of the way, so that once our apple trees are ready to rock, forge that guy, we will be able to just designate our grove right over that area. Let's see, 13 by 5 gives us, with a couple missing, gives us about 60. That'll give us probably 40 more, so that should give us 100 clippings. Let's do that. Hopefully have a comparable sized grove to the orange grove once we're to that point. So there was evening and there was morning, the 6th day of spring. It's either 10 or 12 days in a season. I think it's 12. So we're halfway through spring. Now these trees, I'm just going to leave them. They're not really in our way at this point. I'm going to cut down one row so that I can create a wall area. Thus to funnel our enemies either through this area or through the doormat down here. So we're going to fell trees. More than likely that's the line we want to take right there, so we need about 8 more trees chopped down. I'm going to go ahead and designate that apple tree grove. Remember, this is all going to be strawberry fields forever. We're going to make that the apple orchard. It as we go along here. Trying to keep pace with the orange grove so that we get a nice clear pathway through the middle. Be aesthetically pleasing. That gives us 63 spots. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of the stockpile, I think. Remove designation on the stockpile. Keep going on the grove. Actually, we're just going to come off this direction. See, the apple wood has a nice dark kind of red color. Up to 84. Not too shabby. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably enough apple trees. So this should get planted. Now we're going to go in the settings on our orange orchard here. We're going to remove fell trees and cut clippings. That way we're only using this grove for fruit. We don't need to necessarily cut extra clippings to plant more trees or fell the trees for their wood, because we already have all the saplings that we need. And we'll be getting wood from our pine grove, which probably needs to expand out, honestly, but then we can do that. Grove. Let's do that. Pine squared. And we will just cut some clippings right here to get us started on that. Actually, we should have plenty of trees to clip in order to get that grove going. We'll cut those as well. No danger of enemies here at the spring of the first year, so head outside the walls and do your good deeds. Now we do need a birch grove somewhere. I'm thinking that'll be outside the walls. Birch is a more valuable tree, but, well, we're kind of on limited space. We're using the terrain that we have. We do have all these birch trees up here, and we could, as we kind of alluded to earlier, terraform this out. Either terrace it, or flatten it and move it out to a level 3 terrace all the way through, or just take it out entirely and just end up with a big dirt wall, which I'd rather not do. That's not really too pleasing to the eye. I like the whole valley theme we've got going on, so I think we may end up just kind of terracing it out into 3 tiers and putting our birch groves up on there. Alright, so our apple grove's going in. Looks like almost all of those trees are planted, 81 out of 84. Orange grove's growing. Second pine grove's already set, hot to trot, ready to go. Let's head down and see. We've got our carpenter up. Hey, the stonemason's up. So we're going to put a job onto the stonemason. Going to craft to 10. I want to always have 10 lapis lazuli blocks on hand. Just cancel that one. So somebody should come down and do that shortly. Next, we do need a, let's see, workbench, sawmill. What do we need for a sawmill? A bench and a chair and a saw blade, which you make at a stonemason's workshop. Alright. So stonemason, bench, chair, and a chisel yet again. So we're going to put that guy right here, flip him around. So we've kind of got the raw material production, then the refined material production there. And I do believe we're going to want to move our stockpile of stone to right there. Raw stone there. And blocked stone is going to go here. There we go. Blocks, and I like to put in what level it's on too, so when I'm going through the list I know what's where. I'm going to go stone and blocks. And this we're going to call raw stone, aka rocks, neg 4. And we already set that as raw stone only. This I think we can remove. What did I just tell them to do? Hang on. Something is not right there. I want to remove designation. There we go. And they should automatically shift those over to there. What do we have here? Some clay. Alright, we do need to make a stock file for clay, since this one is for dirt specifically. We'll expand our dirt pile. And I think clay stacks like dirt does, so let's just hit a one hit wonder stockpile there. It's gonna be soil clumps of clay only, and we'll see if we get lucky. You know what, it may be a one-hit wonder there. We're gonna undesignate that. Sucks that clay doesn't stack. So down here on the raw materials level, we will just make a clay stockpile then. Clay and egg 4. Claw. Oops. We don't want that because we don't want dirt. There we go. Clay. Yep, and that should get all our clay in the right spot, so we don't have any clay golems spawning or anything crazy like that. And that's the reason you want to stockpile everything, because if you just leave shit lying around, you will end up spawning golems made out of that substance. It's kind of a new mechanic they added about a month ago. So in release like 0.9, 0.8 or something. We're very close to release, by the way. They did release, added the golems. See, now what the hell? Now that did stack. I don't... Alright, well, whatever. So our stone's piled up there. We're going to be cutting 10 stone blocks and putting it in the stockpile here. And up top side, still got our rough workbenches going. Looks like this guy is crafting up another workbench for the stonemason. Once that's kicking, we'll be able to make a sawmill to refine planks even more faster and efficiently. Should be awesome. Got plenty of stone, plenty of wood, plenty of apples. Don't have a whole lot of drinks, so I'm going to want to work up to a distillery in the next couple days. The distillery lets you turn your excess fruit into wine, lets you turn your excess wheat into beer, and later on I think you can grow mushrooms and turn those into tea at the distillery, which is pretty cool. While we're kind of waiting, I am going to designate, let's see, we're going to put our planks here. Keyboard isn't wanting to respond today. Planks snag 4. Yeah, just kidding. Planks snag 3. Planks only. That way they're right there next to the carpenter where they can be used. And we'll designate a stockpile. Here, this is going to be logs only. And we still have our stockpile on the top floor for logs there. That's not going to change until we get rid of these crude workbenches. But we want to go ahead and get some logs here so that when we put up our sawmill, they can just be boom, boom, boom taken care of right then. Hopefully we'll get some crates so where we can actually store these things instead of just having them pile it up around. Alright, so people are moving stuff right now. That means they don't have a whole lot to do. Let's queue up some more mining so we can get some more resources for later. Actually, wow, look what we found. That's coal. That's excellent. That's something we really need. Alright, so we're going to mine that. We're going to mine that coal for sure. Perfect. Our guy in the fancy top hat, Wos, has a pickaxe and he is mining. Some more coal there. We're going to queue that up. Yeah, I think it's something with Gnomoria right now. The mouse just isn't wanting to respond. Just like the keyboard. We're going to chop that too. Excellent. And this vein goes on for a while, it looks like. Alright, that's what I get for guessing. But we did get, what, like 4 or 5 pieces of coal. That's good. That's really good. So that'll get our torch production going here in the early game. We're only on the neg 4, so there's really no danger of monsters spawning, so we can mine out with reckless abandon here. Knowing that the water stops on neg 2, we will mine the crap out of neg 4. What do we get here? Some more coal. Excellent. So As I alluded to, the coal is going to let us make torches. And torches are important because once you get down to like next 7 here, you basically have to light up the entire area or you will get monster spawns that will come upstairs and wreck your shit, for lack of a better term. What do we have here? A sapphire. Excellent. So now we got some gems. That'll give us a little bit of selling clout when the merchants come in. Check in real quick here. We are down to just needing a chisel. And the more complicated or more complex the ore is, the longer it will take an unskilled worker to mine it. Notice it took Granny there quite a while to get that sapphire taken care of. Later on, once your guys are skilled up to 40 or 50, they just kind of blow through stone. And they take like a second or a second and a half to get ores taken care of, even gems like sapphire. Right now, she's not so well trained. Let's take a look and see what her mining is. Zinc. Which is really a very fitting name for a miner. Zinc. She's at 33, so I'm surprised that she paused so long on that. A little bit more mining and then I think that'll be enough for today. I really want to get this stonemason's bench up and ready to go. What are you doing? You're making a chisel. Excellent. Alright, I'll quit distracting you then. Make that chisel and get down there. Looks like the chair and the workbench are ready to set. Oh, and you got thirsty mid-job. Oh, don't tease me like that. Oh, so another important thing looks like it happened here. It looks like our wheat was harvested in the meantime while we were messing around downstairs. So that means if we check our stocks, goods, I think that's under plants, straw. Yeah, we've got 10 straw now. Can probably afford to throw down one more straw bed. So let's go ahead and do that. That way one more person has a place to sleep. Alright, everybody's moving. That's excellent. Alright. We've got a stonemason. Cool. Well, I think that is about the time limit we've got for this episode. This is a long episode. Sorry for that. I'm trying to keep them all about the same. So next time our plans are going to be to get a sawmill up and running here. To start running through our logs, turning them all into planks. Probably going to dismantle these crude workbenches now that we've got some real tools to work with. And I think from there, can't build beds until these yaks get busy and reproduce. Because we need bones from the yaks to craft a needle from. Apparently you can't make needles out of stone. Which I get that. Bone's a little bit more malleable. So we need a bone in order to make a needle. We need a needle in order to make a tailor's workshop. Sure I read that right to you. Yeah, the loom we can make just from whatever. We might go ahead and set that up. But we can't do the tailor until we get a needle. And can't get the needle until one of those yaks is okay to slaughter. So till then our guys are sleeping on straw on the floor. So we're going to take a look at expanding our agricultural endeavors next time. And alright, I'll stop rambling. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate your viewership. And I'll see y'all next time.